Rewind into the dystopian world of George Orwell's 1984, where we left off in part 1. In this grim reality, we find ourselves under the oppressive rule of the party, a regime that wields power with an iron fist and an ever-watchful eye. Big Brother, the face of the party, is a ubiquitous presence, his gaze penetrating every corner of Oceania, leaving no room for privacy or freedom. This is a society where even thoughts are a crime, and the mere hint of dissent is enough to seal one's fate. Our protagonist, Winston Smith, is an ordinary man in this extraordinary world. He works at the Ministry of Truth, a place where history is constantly rewritten to fit the party's narrative. But Winston is not like his brainwashed peers. He harbors a secret disdain for the party and yearns for a world where individuality is not a crime and love is not an act of rebellion. This longing leads him to Julia, a fellow comrade who shares his rebellious spirit. Their unsanctioned love affair begins in secret, hidden from the watchful eyes of the party. This becomes their first act of defiance, a silent protest against the suffocating control of the party. Together, they dream of a world free from the chains of oppression, a world that exists only in their shared whispers and stolen moments. Their rebellion doesn't stop at their illicit relationship. Winston finds himself drawn to the forbidden truths of the past, truths that the party has meticulously erased from existence. He begins to question the party's infallibility, daring to believe that the party could be wrong, that Big Brother is not always watching, and that freedom is more than just a distant dream. With the stage set in this bleak landscape, we now venture into the second part of the novel, where rebellion turns into an outright war. Buckle up as we delve into a world of treachery, defiance, and the desperate pursuit of freedom in the face of absolute power. This is where the real journey begins. Now, as we delve into the second part of the book, we find Winston and Julia embroiled in their personal rebellion against the party. This part of the story is all about initiation. Winston and Julia, our protagonists, are not just dreaming of rebellion anymore, they're actively seeking it out. They're not just discontented citizens anymore, they're becoming revolutionaries, and it all starts with their secret meetings with O'Brien. O'Brien, a character shrouded in mystery, is supposedly a member of the inner party, but in these clandestine meetings, he reveals himself to be a member of the Brotherhood, an underground organization dedicated to overthrowing the party. Winston and Julia are inducted into this secret society, taking an oath to do anything and everything necessary to bring down the party. But the initiation doesn't end there. O'Brien hands Winston a copy of The Theory and Practice of Oligarchical Collectivism by Emmanuel Goldstein, a book that serves as the ideological backbone of the Brotherhood. This book within the book is crucial as it provides the intellectual fuel for their rebellion. It exposes the mechanisms by which the party maintains its power and offers a blueprint for revolution. This phase of initiation is marked by a sense of hope and audacity. Winston and Julia, previously isolated in their dissent, are now part of a larger collective resistance. They're not just dreaming of a better world, they are actively working towards creating one. They're not just spectators anymore, they're participants in a dangerous game of subversion. But with this initiation comes a grave understanding of the stakes involved. They're putting their lives on the line, risking everything for a cause that may or may not succeed. They're stepping into the unknown, armed with nothing but their courage and conviction. With newfound hope and a plan, Winston and Julia believe they can change their world, but can they? The rebellion is not without its trials and tribulations, as Winston and Julia soon discover. No rebellion, no matter how small or grand, is ever free from hardships, and Winston Smith and Julia, our protagonists, are no exception to this rule. Their struggle is not just against the totalitarian regime of Big Brother, but against the constant fear, the paranoia, and the tension that come with their clandestine love affair and their covert acts of defiance. As they navigate this world of shadows and secrets, they are always on the edge, always on the lookout for signs of discovery. Every knock on the door, every unexpected glance could signal their undoing. Their lives have become a nerve-wracking game of hide and seek, with the stakes as high as they can get. They are living a double life, one where they must project an image of obedient citizens in public, while secretly nurturing their rebellion in private. But the struggle is not just external, it is also a battle within their minds. The party's psychological manipulation and control over reality cast a long and dark shadow over their lives. The party's doctrine, war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength, is a chilling testament to its power to distort reality and manipulate the minds of its citizens. The party's control over information and history means that it can make the people believe anything it wants them to believe. Winston and Julia struggle against this manipulation. They strive to hold on to their own perceptions and memories, their own version of reality. They resist the party's attempts to control their thoughts and emotions. But the party's psychological warfare is relentless. The constant surveillance, the propaganda, the rewriting of history, all serve to create an environment of fear and confusion. This struggle, both physical and psychological, takes its toll on Winston and Julia. The strain of constantly living in fear, the mental exhaustion from constantly resisting the party's manipulation begins to wear them down. Yet, they persist, driven by their love for each other and their shared desire for freedom. But as their struggle intensifies, so does the grip of the party. The couple's acts of rebellion, their very existence, become more and more precarious. Their love, their defiance, their very humanity are all under threat. The party's power seems insurmountable. Every act of rebellion, every moment of privacy, feels like a small victory, but also a step closer to their inevitable capture. As their struggle intensifies, so does the grip of the party, leading us into the final stages of Part 2. In the next part of our journey through George Orwell's dystopian world, we will see how the party tightens its hold and how Winston and Julia's struggle reaches its climax. The rebellion is not over yet, and neither is our exploration of this classic novel. In the concluding stages of Part 2, a shocking twist awaits our protagonists. As Winston and Julia's rebellion against the party reaches its zenith, their world suddenly collapses in a chilling act of betrayal. The couple, who've sought solace in their secret love nest above Mr. Charrington's shop, are cruelly reminded of the party's omnipresence. The betrayal comes from an unexpected quarter. Mr. Charrington, the seemingly benign shopkeeper, this kindly old man, who seemed to symbolize a past untouched by the party's manipulation, is revealed to be a member of the thought police. And so, the sanctuary Winston and Julia had found in the room above the shop becomes their prison. Their dreams of rebellion, their hopes for a future free from the party's control, shatter in a moment of cruel irony. Their love story, which had been a symbol of defiance and hope, is abruptly ended by the very regime they sought to resist. Their arrest is swift and brutal. The antique paperweight Winston cherished, a symbol of their shared past, is smashed to pieces, much like their dreams. The coral inside, once precious and protected, is now exposed and worthless, mirroring their own fate. The couple's world, once filled with secret whispers of rebellion and shared dreams of freedom, is now marked by the harsh reality of betrayal. The end of Part 2 is a stark reminder of the party's power and control. It's a chilling demonstration of the party's ability to infiltrate every aspect of the citizens' lives, even their most intimate moments. The grim reality of their world comes crashing down on Winston and Julia, extinguishing the flame of their rebellion, a rebellion that, in retrospect, seems to have been doomed from the start. With this unexpected turn of events, Winston and Julia's world is turned upside down, setting the stage for the final part of the book, As we close the chapter on Part 2 of 1984, let's take a moment to reflect on the key themes and events. We've journeyed alongside Winston and Julia through their initiation into the Brotherhood, a clandestine organization daring to oppose the party. Their struggle against the omnipotent party has been a roller coaster ride of hope, fear, love, and despair. The psychological manipulation employed by the party has been a chilling reminder of the power of propaganda and control. Winston's psychological turmoil and the complexity of his emotions have been a constant theme throughout this part. The climax of Part 2 is marked by the ultimate betrayal, a shocking twist that leaves us questioning the very nature of loyalty and trust. Yet, even in the face of such adversity, the spirit of rebellion remains unbroken. Stay tuned as we venture into the final part of this riveting tale, where we will explore the aftermath of Winston and Julia's failed rebellion and the party's unrelenting grip on power.